Hello and welcome to PAC News for Thursday, December 7th. I'm Arya Cabrera.
And I'm Natalia Silva. A Loyola professor died in his office over the weekend.
Dr. Royal Saunders taught in the biology department, and his classes included investigating nature, anatomy, and physiology. He joined Loyola's faculty in 2020. Now, the university is working to help students deal with this tragic event. Reporter Maria De Feliz is live outside Monroe Hall to explain the next steps for students.
Students say Dr. Saunders was always on time to his class. So on Monday, when he was 10 minutes late, his class TA went to his office and found him there. The university is working with students and faculty, providing them with 24-hour access to grief counseling and working hard with students to meet their needs. I've been talking with the biology department chair, Dr. Frank Jordan, who told me, "Please know that we have come up with plans to bring Dr. Saunders' course to completion this semester. We shared the plans with his students and then revised and updated the plans to address their concerns. I've been working hard to maintain communications with his students and encourage them to meet with me if they have any additional concerns." Students I spoke with told me Dr. Saunders was an understanding professor who was very knowledgeable in his field. One student even told me he was one of the best professors they had at Loyola. Reporting from Monroe Hall, I'm Maria De Feliz. Back to you at the desk.
Loyola President Dr. Cole says plans are in the works for a memorial service for Dr. Saunders. Details will be released soon.
Students in New Orleans are sharing their support for millions of Palestinians all over the world. Class on November 9th to show support for Palestine. Some college students in New Orleans say violence in Gaza is making their life difficult for their families who still live there and for themselves. I spoke with Aisha Abdillah, a junior from the University of New Orleans and who is also a Palestinian Christian.
Like when we talk about Palestine, it's just like a hurt that you have. Like it's like it hurts, every Palestinian is my family. And so when I see people in Gaza and the West Bank suffer through all that they suffer through, like plus 75 years, it hurts, It's like a constant, you're mourning these people, even if you've never met them. And then you make the constant effort to learn their stories even more. You stay up and you learn that, for example, someone from Gaza was a lawyer and that he wanted to work in the UN to change the things in Palestine. And that person no longer has a future. And it's like, you sit with it, and I feel like it's a range of emotions between mourning and then anger and then sadness. And then there are also like, I don't want to say good moments in that, but in a way, it's like when you go to the rallies and when you go to events, you feel the community around you. And so you get this like energy that you get energized.
Loyola grad Amira Tabia currently has family living in the West Bank and explains that these recent events aren't at all recent. Tabia says that the Palestinian people have endured 70-plus years of turmoil, displacement, slaughter, and ethnic cleansing.
Loyola is making space for students to discover queer literature. PAC News reporter Daniela Martinez takes us to last week's Queer Lit read-in.
The English department and volunteers set a queer literature reading activity for students and teachers.
It started off because Dr. Watts had I think it was that she wanted to do something for our banned book week, and how a lot of like queer literature, either with queer characters or by queer authors, are banned still in the United States.
Using books donated by the English department, the students set blankets and music, hoping to make a special and comfortable environment for all.
Especially like living in New Orleans as a gay woman, it's really scary sometimes, and I feel like I definitely always feel safe here on campus, but it's nice to have an extra safe space.
Megan is not the only one that feels this way. Grace Campbell mentioned wanting an activity like this in the past as a freshman.
I think the added layer of it being like a queer lit read-in would have just made me feel at that time just a lot more like comfortable to eventually come out to like friends that I was making at the time, and I've definitely like created a small little community of like the people who I've organized this with.
The organizers will keep this activity going next semester and hope to host them more often and have a bigger turnout. This is Daniela Martinez reporting.
For more information about plans for read-ins next semester, make sure to check How Connect or reach out to the English department.
Loyola students are being discouraged from going to Tulane's food court. New rules this semester mean only 2 places accept Wolf Bucks, and paying with cash can be expensive. Tulane students also are requesting more meal options. Let's hear what students from both campuses told our reporters Maria and Alexandria about the meal options and prices.
Loyola and Tulane students have been affected by the changes at Tulane's food court. Let's hear what students have to say.
I'm a sophomore at Loyola University, and I haven't been to Tulane's dining place since last year. We have to pay Wolf Bucks or something to get in, and it's really expensive.
As Loyola students, we wanted to try it out for ourselves. This semester, Wildflower is one of the many places that doesn't offer Loyola students the option to pay in Wolf Bucks. Alexandra's meal at Wildflower was $32, a healthy meal at a high price. Maria chose Payway, one of the 2 places that accepts Wolf Bucks, and her meal was only $12.
I don't like Payway as much as I like the last Asian place. They're both, not real Asian food, but the other one was definitely better and they gave you more food. So I'm hoping nothing else gets replaced in the coming years.
Another issue we found is that we can't use meal swipes at the Commons.
One thing that I like about Tulane is the Commons. So I usually have lunch in Commons. I really love the fried rice there. Sure, I don't think we have many choices here.
We hope next semester grants students better meal options at Tulane. Maria and Alex.
Bucks package starts at $250 for commuters. The most expensive plan costs about $3,500 a semester and gives students 18 meals per week, plus $125 in Wolf Bucks and $50 for off-campus food.
Some students are frustrated after Monroe Library announced it will no longer be open 24/7 during finals. Students will get 2 extra hours, but in past years, their library was open all day and night. Monroe Library doors will close at 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and close at 2 a.m. starting Sunday and lasting until Thursday. Sophomore Allie Given is an athletics student and depends on the 24-hour schedule to work during finals week. Given said she usually pulls all-nighters, but is now concerned about where she is going to study, especially after weekend games and practices. Monroe Library closes for the semester next Friday at 5 p.m.
And as finals loom, some furry friends came to campus to give students a much-needed boost in morale. PAC News reporter Kaylee Barrio takes us to the Student Success Center to show us how students reacted.
Finals around the corner. The Student Success Center is offering students the perfect escape: dogs. For the past 3 years, the Visiting Pet program has been coming to Loyola for exam season in hopes to reduce the high stress in the student body. With stress especially raised this semester due to the Monroe Library no longer offering a 24-hour study space, these dogs are just what students need to lower the rising tension among the campus.
I've been a part of the Visiting Pet program since 2010. Initially, I had my 16-year-old Shih Tzu, Chloe, but Cusco's now 11, and he's been in the program since he was old enough, so he's probably been in 9 years. We both enjoy people, both Cusco and myself, and especially with the students.
Studying students were allotted 10 minutes during their lunch break to relax and chill out with these furry friends, and they gave me their opinions on this alternative form of medicine.
Overwhelming doing everything, and then just being able to play with dogs, it makes you, it's therapeutic. That's the best way I can explain it.
Finals are really coming up, and it's kind of stressing. Trying to balance out our whole lives and trying to balance out studying and also our mental health as well. And taking the time to just pet the dogs and play with them really helps us calm down.
Exams start next Monday, December 11th, and wrap up on the 17th. Good luck with finals, Wolfpack. Kaylee Barrio, Wolfpack News.
And Loyola faculty members also brought their animals to campus yesterday to their PAFIS hours. Hopefully these events left students feeling more relaxed and ready to take on their finals.
Loyola transformed into a winter wonderland yesterday as locals gathered for snow. an enchanting event inviting the community to experience the joy of snow in a city known for its warmth.
What has been your favorite part so far about snow?
When we first got here and had a snowball fight.
My favorite part about snow has been seeing all the families and the community having fun together and getting to do activities with my friends.
I like how seeing all the little kids run around. It must be so magical and fun for them. It's nice to see them having fun.
And another New Orleans tradition celebration in the Oaks has a new addition this year. Last year, the City Park Light Show gathered more than 120,000 visitors. And with that many people comes a pretty lengthy line, which could stretch as long as 2 hours. The solution, the Dasher Pass, for an added $40 on top of the $40 admission fee. Families can skip the long line and immediately start their holiday drive. City Park CEO Kara Lambright says the price is expensive, but points out that the money gives is for the community and the park. Celebration in the Oaks wraps up 5 days after Christmas this year, on December 30th, leaving a few weeks to still view this New Orleans tradition.
Loyola's women's basketball team recently hit the road to play the national champs, LSU. We'll take you to Baton Rouge to learn more about the bright spotlight on the sport.
My name is Starlight Williams. I'm the class of 2017. I'm currently an editor at National Geographic in Washington, D.C.
Hi, my name is Edwin Mzalu from Miami, Florida, class of 2017. Today, I am the PR manager at New Link Communications.
My name is Claire Anderson. I graduated from Loyola in 2021, and I currently work at a Beta Brewing company as their digital marketing specialist.
I entered the Donnelly really early in my career at Loyola, and it was probably the best thing that I could have done because from a very early time, I was connecting everything that I was learning in class to the real world.
Everything at the Donnelly Center was real world experience. The idea that we got to work with actual clients and provide them with the skills and sets that we were learning within the classroom and within the center itself was invaluable.
The Donnelly Center was the best experience I had at Loyola, constantly learning, constantly growing, having new clients every year, past clients, forming those relationships. You're actually working with real people with real needs and an actual goal that they're working towards. You gain from the classes, but you utilize it, and the Donnelly Center has really benefited me in the long run.
At the Donnelly Center, I got all this experience from learning to manage an office, to managing projects, to media training. It's the place where you can make the mistakes under the supervision of a staff faculty. I made mistakes, and when those types of assignments came up later in my career, I already had that experience. I wasn't learning at another company, I was learning in my school, and that's pretty great.
I didn't expect it. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to lead me to, but it got me exactly where I needed to be. It was one of the best journeys I had. From everything that I experienced, it gave me the tools, the preparation to be who I am today, and I can never be more grateful for that. So,
at my time at the Donnelly Center, it gave me real-world experience working with real clients, with real people, on real projects, and it is why I have the career today, and I'm incredibly thankful, and I'm looking forward to another 25 years of all its success and the success stories that come out of the people that work here, and I'm very thankful to be a part of it.
All eyes are on collegiate women's basketball. The sport is gaining new fans. LSU women's basketball team have helped the sport grow through social media posts and TV appearances.
They're changing the game, even for teams across the country. Reporter Eve McFarland was in Baton Rouge when Loyola took on the national champs.
As the LSU women's basketball team, who are national champions of the 2022 through 2023 season, have not only impacted social media, but have impacted the community culturally.
What happened last year with women's basketball and all the stars of this game who have now come out and are such a big part on social media and in the press, and the press covering our game so much more. I mean, it all just pays off in so many different ways.
Loyola New Orleans women's basketball team faced LSU for an exhibition game in early November.
LSU head coach Kim Mulkey is known for her iconic game day outfits while setting the standards for leading a successful team. Mulkey's legacy even reached Loyola.
One of her assistants, Diana Jones, played high school basketball with my daughter. When I see things like that, it makes me feel good that young people are coaching at the collegiate level.
Diana Jones is the new assistant coach for Loyola's team and never thought she would be coaching against someone who helped her find her career.
Now coaching against her was like I coached once against one of the greatest coaches there is right now. It's great. I've learned so much just watching her at her previous school and the conversations that I had with her in high school, so I knew for sure that I wanted to become an assistant coach. You never know who you're talking to and how that conversation can change their mind and make them become who they are today.
Young girls are watching LSU players like Angel Reese and Flau'jae Johnson. 18-year-old fan Akaya Kars is one of these young women who have been to multiple LSU sports games since she was a child. Basketball, volleyball, track, gymnastics, you name it, she's seen it all.
I feel like it's a big impact because, it's the girls' first championship. And also I feel like it brings more awareness to women's basketball, which needs to be. So I feel like they made a huge impact, and I feel like they're going to make a bigger impact this season.
The upcoming freshmen that are going to South Carolina and these big schools and how Iowa played in the football arena, you don't see that. Even in the WNBA, how that's growing. It wasn't like that last year. Hopefully that it continues to be like that and more people start to watch and witness how great the game is for women's basketball.
Both LSU and Loyola are playing at the top of their league. While they lost to LSU, Kim Mulkey acknowledged that Loyola has potential this year to go far. Players and coaches hope the success of women's basketball continues to draw in more fans.
Well, first of all, let me tell you, Loyola only lost 3 games last year. And they have 2 of their players missing that are outstanding players for them. As I told and asked their coach after the game, do you think you're better this year or last year? I think her team is better this year.
No matter the score, women's sports are claiming a new spotlight.
All those things together have made it a really exciting thing to be a part of, and I'm just happy to see that transition being made.
This is E. McFarland reporting.
Loyola's next game is tomorrow here in the Den. They'll take on LSU Alexandria at 12:30 p.m.
Sports medicine isn't just for iconic sports stars. A recent study says it's the secret to a healthier life. The field has the ability to diagnose and treat potential muscular problems, which reduce the risk of long-term issues. Sports medicine specialist and orthopedic surgeon Dr. Luis Espinoza said sports medicine can impact anyone who is trying to stay active.
And the importance of sports medicine is to try to help people stay out of pain. Why? So that they can keep moving. Why? So that they can fulfill their why. Whether it's a guitarist who may have a sore elbow from playing too much, a carpenter who has to go to work every day, a baseball player who develops a rotator cuff tear, a weekend warrior who blows out their knee and just lives for playing with their kids or with their friends and family. That is where sports medicine helps us stay moving.
Athletic trainers also influence the sports medicine industry. Rehab, exercises, and medicine can help patients avoid surgery.
The sports medicine realm can be way more beneficial than, sometimes just going to the emergency room because your shoulder's been hurting for a couple of weeks. Emergency rooms and urgent cares are primarily trying to get you to be functional and send you back out. They're not going to solve the problem. What we want to do in the sports medicine realm is attack those orthopedic issues more head on rather than just with medications.
New Orleans has a large number of homeless people living on its streets. Up next, we'll talk to one young man who is working to find a solution for this problem.
Hi, my name is Edwin Mzalu from Miami, Florida, class of 2017. Today, I am the PR manager at New Link Communications. I entered the Donnelly really early in my career at Loyola, and it was probably the best thing that I could have done because from a very early time, I was connecting everything that I was learning in class to the real world. It's the place where you can make the mistakes under the supervision of a staff faculty. I made mistakes, and when those types of assignments came up later in my career, I already had that experience. I wasn't learning at another company, I was learning in my school, and that's pretty great.
In the United States, more than 500,000 people don't have a home, and New Orleans has one of the highest rates of homelessness per capita in the United States. Some young people are looking for unique solutions.
We spoke with Zach Clark from his home in San Francisco, a 23-year-old master's student at UCLA who launched a new business to help the homeless.
Ultimately decided to change my trajectory from corporate America to starting a nonprofit to help the homeless. We spent about 18 months developing a product, which is called our Makeshift Traveler. And it's a solar-powered backpack that can help people charge their cell phones and other devices. And we launched that last October. So we've given out about 500, mostly in San Francisco. And then next year, we're going to be in about 10 to 15 different cities. Our long-term goal is to launch a transitional housing program. So we're kind of utilizing the backpack program to get in the community and better learn their needs while we prep towards that.
Home More hopes to expand to cities and eventually add New Orleans to its list. Thank you so much for watching.
You can follow us on Instagram at Loyola SCD. On behalf of PAC News, happy holidays.